We frequently recommend that you guys shop at Signature Solar. We leave links to them in tons of our videos. They carry a ton of the products that we review here on the channel, but we've never actually gotten the full experience from them. We've never called and spoke to anybody there. We know a little bit about the company. Obviously, we're not just gonna recommend you guys shop in a black hole. So we decided to mystery shop them. We made up names, addresses, and reasons for calling in, and Tiny Baby and myself both spoke with the sales and the tech support. We graded them based on our experience to help find out if Signature Solar is legit. And most importantly, giving us confidence when we're recommending you guys to shop there or to find out if we need to stop sending you guys there altogether. This video is not sponsored, but we are going to be sending them the phone call footage before we post this video just to make sure that they do not sue us. So assuming you guys see the phone call footage, it was all good. Before we get started with our experience, we're going to give you guys a super quick rundown of Signature Solar in case you're not familiar with them already. Signature Solar was founded in 2019 and they're based out of a tiny little town called Sulphur Springs in Texas. They're supposed to be the fastest growing online retailer at the moment, and that says that they have serviced over 50,000 customers in that time, which is a little sus because so does everybody else's website. Just saying.
Monkey see, monkey do, right?
Signature Solar is the known go-to place for EG4 products. Actually do have pretty competitive prices, and they pride themselves on having Texas-based support. And at Signature Solar, they say that solar is for everyone. And they claim to be dedicated to making solar power accessible through high quality products, expert knowledge, and unwavering support. So let's find out. So first up, we started by calling sales. That's like the first place that most people are gonna come in contact with when they're shopping at Signature Solar. I've ordered stuff from their website before. It was a classic website experience. You pay, you check out. We're not really here to evaluate their website. It's a good portal, but at the end of the day, like if you need help at all, you're gonna wanna call and speak to a human.
To preface these calls, we wanted to basically call in a little bit dumb and just kind of more or less pretend that we didn't really know what we were talking about or know what we needed, and more or less let the salesperson or the service person
Just lead the call, yeah.
I think something else that's really important to note is like we've ordered from Signature Solar multiple times, and every time we've received the equipment, it's shown up packaged really well, and nothing was damaged or broken. So
first up, Tiny Baby was on hold for 16 seconds.
Solar, this is how can I help you?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good, how are you?
she seemed really enthusiastic and like eager to help. Made up a scenario where
I just built a hunting cabin. I'm estimating like 6,000 watts a day. It's more or less like a weekend spot. We want to make sure that we've got enough power for essentially 3 days at a time. We don't want to have to, rely on sunny days.
She asked you about your goals and asked you like some really good questions right away.
And then are you wanting to do a roof mount or a ground mount? And what is the zip code there? More like the peaks on hours in that area. And then do you know how far your array is going to be from the inverter?
But yeah, basically she asked a couple questions and came back really quickly with like a solid recommendation in our opinion.
You could go with this EG4 6000 XP. Those are currently on pre-order though. The 6000 XP, it's an off-grid inverter. I'm not sure if you've seen it on the website. It's pretty popular, so you probably have.
What's cool too is like she was the only one that asked, because we called a couple companies in the last week. She was the only one that asked about ground or roof mount. She was the only one that explained the product she was recommending to you. So she was like, oh, I recommend the 6000 XP. It's a
8,000 watt PV input and then 6,000 watt output. 48 volt, it's split phase, so it's an all-in-one inverter. It's gonna have the breakers, fuses, the charge controller, all that good stuff, already inputted into the inverter. It has a gen port there also. You compare that with we have an indoor battery, indoor wall mount, we have an outdoor wall mount, or we have those server rack batteries if you're interested.
no one else did that. They were just like, hey, we recommend this. And
Yeah.
we had to prompt them, but what is this?
Yeah, she was really good about explaining like how the whole system works together, how the inverter, the panels, and the batteries kind of work synergistically to basically solve my problem. After going back and forth a little bit, it was kind of clear that she just forgot about my goals of like being able to have power for 3 days.
Then I would get 2 of the batteries, but you can get away with doing 1.
And how much storage, like how big are the batteries, each server rack battery?
They're 5.12 kilowatt hours.
Got you. So for 3 days worth of storage, would I not need more than 1 or 2?
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. No worries.
Yeah, I would go with 6.
That's just like another reason why it's important to do a little bit of homework before you call in. But basically she laughed it off and recalculated the number of batteries that I would have needed to actually have a proper system. So when it came to panels, she crunched the numbers and actually recommended an array that was perfect for my system. Unfortunately, there was a hurricane going on, so a lot of the panels that we would have been after were actually out of stock.
Did she say they're out of panels?
We are out of a lot of our panels.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my wife's just on the other end of the table here.
She recommended a 7.9 kilowatt array, so it would charge your whole system in 4 hours. She explained how they match with the inverter.
The VOC of that's 36.6 volts. With the 6000 XP, the highest you can max it out is going to be 385. You would be able to utilize about 10 panels in each input, so you could do 20 of those Canadian Solar 395s.
And then she collected my info for the quote.
And once we were done with that, we just decided to peg her with a couple more questions. You asked about like the warranty, if it's something that you call through them or whatever.
So definitely if you have any issues, give us a call. The way that we do it is we'll troubleshoot the equipment, and then if it does need to be warranted, then our technicians will make that decision, and then we'll send you out that replacement.
They deal with it. If there's a need to reach out to like EG4, they will reach out to EG4 instead of making you do it, which was cool.
The other cool thing is that when it came to shipping, they have free shipping on all kits over 3K.
For the tax credit, she didn't really know much about it, but she did send you to a blog to learn more about it, which was better than just saying kick rocks.
But yeah, overall, it was great. It was awesome. It was a super great experience. She sent the quote basically right away.
So then I went ahead and called. I was on hold for 5 minutes and 30 seconds, which is not...
No, that's not bad at all.
And I got...
Good morning, thank you for calling Signature Solar. This is how can I help you?
Hey man, how are you?
Just fine.
Was not as
Enthusiastic?
yeah, I guess enthusiastic.
Yeah, I think he might have went out the night before.
We had recently been at Josh's cabin, looking at his tiny home setup that we made a video about. And so I just used that as my kind of reference point. I'm looking for a solar kit here. I just finished building a tiny home. I've done a couple little tests on it, and it looks like, you know, assuming people are using it pretty well, they're gonna be using about 3,000 watts in there a day, estimating that they're probably gonna be there about 2 to 3 days stays. But what was really good about was I gave him my scenario and he went straight to a recommendation.
Yeah, with around that, you could probably look at a 6000 XP with a couple of batteries to supply that. That could give you plenty of power and battery backup to work that.
He didn't fully explain in the same way how everything goes together and why. What he recommended me would have worked. I would say it wasn't the best kit for my needs. I didn't need one as big. So I guess something that just comes to mind when you say that is, do you think I need something that's that big?
Yeah, what do you need, what load?
Well, it's basically like we got lights, a fridge, there's like a water pump, like a stove top, that kind of stuff.
No, 120 or 240.
They're gonna be basically just 120.
You could, let's see, go with a 3000 watt inverter and battery.
Okay, and would that pair with the same battery that you mentioned?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it will go with indoor.
Another reason why we really encourage you guys to do research and watch videos, and like we will say in the video, this is a 120 inverter. You compare two of them together to get 6,000 watts and to get 240 volts. He recommended me straight to the 240 6,000 watt inverter, whereas he could have recommended me one 3,000 watt inverter, and when I want to upgrade in the future, I buy another one and pair them together.
Yeah, save some money now, get started with your project, and then upgrade later.
Yeah.
The smaller inverter would have worked perfect for Robbie's needs. The one thing that he didn't include in Robbie's phone call was panels. He didn't talk about panels at all.
Yeah, and that was the weird part, because then I asked him, I'm like, what kind of array do I need, like whatever, and we got a really like unexplained answer. What kind of panel size would I be looking at needing?
For 3,000 watts a day, I mean, you're going to be looking to, depending on what size panel, I mean, you're going to need a, just a 3K array. So
okay, so you're basically saying that if I use the 3K of battery a day, that I should put 3K back in with panels.
Yeah, with the amount of solar panels, I mean, you're going to, with 5 to 10 solar panels, you're going to produce that throughout the day easily. 450 watt panel, if you did 5 panels, that's 2250 wattage, so 3,000 divided by 450, that's like 6.6, so 7 panels, you'd be good.
He didn't really explain too well what he was recommending to us. Other than that, I tried to spin the call at the end just to see what I could do. Signature Solar recently started selling.
Yeah, within the last month or two, they started selling Anker products.
Yeah,
so we wanted to test their knowledge on the portable power station side of things.
Yeah, I also saw a couple just like YouTube videos, people using solar generators, portable power stations or whatever. Is that something that you guys also have, that there would be an option in there? Or?
Yeah, I mean, one of those is fine. We do have Anker products now. They have this 3800 solar generator. You can put panels with that.
And you could tell that they just started carrying it. He just kind of said, like, we have this Anker SOLIX.
Pretty neat.
What was cool is he didn't try to like fudge anything. He just said, go do research on it, go check it out on our website, watch some videos, learn about it, because he didn't know much about it. So he wasn't gonna pretend he did, which I do appreciate. I also asked him about the tax credit and he just said he wasn't really sure. He recommended I work with a tax person. I think to wrap up the sales calls from both of us into one, we didn't really expect the best experience ever. When you call somewhere like sales, when you're on hold, they're already dealing with someone else's bullshit. Like someone like you or me that is pretending like we don't know anything. We're just spamming them with questions, taking up time. But the guy before us was probably doing the exact same thing.
Could also allude to the fact that like maybe they don't make commission. Like not
True.
like during either of those calls, like there was no like high pressure sales tactics and like they weren't trying to close us on the phone. It's
true.
So like if they're not making commission, they're obviously not going to be quite as motivated, or maybe in my mind, they wouldn't be quite as motivated.
Tiny Baby definitely had a better experience than I did, but I wouldn't classify my experience as bad.
So when it came to evaluating the calls, we graded them 3 different ways. The first was just like a willingness to help. Based on both of our experiences, we gave them a 7 out of 10. When it came to product knowledge, we actually gave them a 7.5. Basically, the only thing that they didn't really understand was like the Anker and like the portable power station side of things.
A little bit of solar panel stuff.
And a little bit of solar panel stuff.
The last one was just like a confidence level, like what confidence level are we at after the call? Combined, another 7.5 out of 10. Not bad. One call definitely pulled the ratings down more than the other call, but
Came in at a solid 73%, which was a B.
then we went ahead and we called the service side. We basically had to make up problems because we don't actually have any existing problems.
Thank you for calling Signature Solar Tech Line. My name is. How can I help you today?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Oh, it's going, sir. How are you?
I'm good, man.
Seeing that the Anker products are now available on Signature's website, and you guys know that the F3800 has a really annoying solar input problem where they build it to work with Anker panels, which are really, really low amperage. So you can't use it with basically any other panel to get the full max 2600 or 2800, whatever watt input it is.
Basically, we just called in to confuse them.
I've got a Anker F3800 power station. I've got 12 200 watt Grape solar panels from you guys. I'm trying to figure out how I should wire these things so that I can get the 2400 watt solar input on the F3800.
Which we know is impossible without the Anker panels.
It's a known problem. We wanted to see if they could figure out a solution or if they would just tell us to kick rocks. He asked for an order number right away, which became a common theme. So we actually have ordered panels from them in the past. So we just gave them the exact number and everything of the panels, and he was able to work with that, which was cool, and actually give you some help.
Unfortunately for him to get that answer, he had to put us on hold
For 20 minutes.
For 20 minutes. So yeah, I got some solid elevator music.
Just a brief hold.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks.
Okay, I'm back.
He never came back once, which was interesting.
You know, a quick like, hey there, like just working on this, like just quick like check-in would have been appreciated.
I apologize for that wait there, sir. When I got with the senior tech on the Anker, and Anker is a new product, so of course there are some new questions that I haven't ran into yet.
They just gave us an answer that we already knew, which was
They recommended that we do take a look at the Anker panels that normally we would see purchased with the Anker battery.
Got you. Okay.
you can't really do it without Anker panels. They give us you string these in parallel, these in series, put them together, 2 different slots scenario that we've explained in videos already that we know is the only way to get, I think it's 1800 or 1600 watts into it. At the end of the day, he was really peppy though, and like, I think our service phone calls were actually better than our sales phone calls in terms of the people being like fired up to like help. So for my service call, I basically called and I said,
Signature Solar Tech Support, this is how can I help you?
Hey man, how are you?
Good, how are you doing, sir?
I'm not too bad, thank you. I just have I have 2 of these 3K off-grid inverters that you guys sell, the little yellow ones.
Okay.
I'm trying to get them to run together so I can run 240. I was messing around with them last night, and I was having some trouble getting them to work, maybe communicate with each other. I feel like I'm missing a step. I no longer have the manuals because I'm a genius.
What does Pikachu evolve into?
dude, you're asking the wrong guy.
Raichu, I think. So he was trying to take 2 Pikachus and make a Raichu on his wall.
Yep. He didn't even ask me for an order number or anything. He just got right into it. He said, can I have your email? Gave it to him. He literally just said,
Just because you lost it, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just sending you the 3K manual as well.
otherwise, just get a pen out and take a note real quick. And then he just described to me exactly the settings within the inverter.
Basically, you're going to go to setting 28. You're going to set the master unit to be 2P1. It doesn't matter which one, but whichever one is 2P1 is going to be your master.
Super easy. I was on the phone for like 4 minutes.
Yeah, and you were on hold for like 37 seconds.
Yeah, that was the fastest phone call we had all day.
Yeah, it was super straightforward. He was like super eager to help. I don't think you could have got a better experience, quite honestly.
No, that one was really, really good. I think that the tech service, whatever you want to call it, side is actually far more important because especially with the solar equipment, you're spending 5, 10, 15,
50,
50
grand.
yeah, on these systems. And then you're going to call in after you've already spent $50,000. And if your service is not good, it just kind of shits on the whole business. So our service experience was even better than our sales, which we really, really, really liked. It was true. Siggy's team seemed like they were all out of Texas, even the service side.
Yeah, they all had that nice little Texas accent that I
Southern drawl.
really love and appreciate.
And so for these guys, we did the same thing, willingness to help, product knowledge, and confidence level that we were left with after the call. We gave them a 9 combined for willingness to help. We gave them an 8 for product knowledge.
And then we gave them a 9 on the confidence side of things. Like we both left those calls like feeling pretty good.
So that's an A- in terms of service.
Yeah.
So good job, Signature Solar.
86%, well done.
Let's go. Overall sales and service, we gave them an A-. They got an 80% overall with our experience. Sure, it wasn't perfect, but nothing is. At the end of the day, our experience was positive. We feel like we are happy that we've been sending you guys there and we don't regret that and we will continue to do so. If there was anything that you think that we didn't kind of search for or ask for that you guys would be interested to know, let us know. Otherwise, leave a comment for some people other companies that you want us to mystery shop, and we will make up some new names and addresses and we'll keep the boat rolling. So anyways, that is all we got for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Signature Solar.
Good job.
We will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out and stay charged.